the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey,
Recording in progress.
Now we can start with a roll call.
Roll call. Council President O'Halloran.
Here.
Councilmember Rivera.
Here.
Councilmember Alverson.
Here.
Van.
Here.
Councilmember Perez.
Here.
Councilmember Prince.
Here.
Councilmember McIrvin.
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor. All present.
All right, thank you. And tonight we're going to start off with
Recording in progress.
again. Now we can start. Okay, so tonight we're going to start with a special presentation, the Storm Ready Certification Renewal, and to introduce the presenter is Christy Rowland.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Madam President, and rest of council. I'm very happy to be here. I'm simply introducing one of our most energetic and dynamic members of our team on the Emergency Management Division, Michelle Toyer, who will be presenting what we've done and something you could be very proud of, the Storm Readiness Designation. That is all I'm going to say, and I'll hand it off.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Michelle Toyer. Glad to be here tonight. So just to let you know a little bit about Storm Ready. So it's honestly a certification that exists throughout the entire nation. I used to work in Florida and my last job had it as well. It means that currently for the city of Renton, we're a community that receives the proper information from the National Weather Service, and we have the appropriate channels to relay that same information to our community and make sure that they're safe in terms of any hazard. So the channels of communication would be, we receive information from the National Weather Service through King County, through emails, through mass messaging. And also we also have weather radios, and we give that same information through those same channels and even more in our city. So we also have the City of Renton webpage, we have PIOs, and a lot of other things to make sure that our city is properly safe and secure during any hazard or weather event. And honestly, that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. The certification lasts 3 years, as you can see here.
Mr. Mayor?
So
Thank you. Yes, Council President.
Thank you so much. Do you have a guesstimate of how many cities across the nation received this certificate?
oh wow, it would have to be in the thousands. But we recently got a shout out from the National Weather Service, and we have different meetings with King County and things like that. National Weather Service gave us a shout out for Renton for being very quickly to turn around, especially during COVID. A lot of cities didn't get their certification quickly enough because there's so much going on that they had to take care for their cities. So we got a shout out from them for being very quick about it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Oh, great. Well, I don't know if you guys want to take a picture later, but it always looks great. So kind of like when you win the lottery and then you got the big check and everyone's like, oh, look at us. And so if you want to, it's right there. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
Thanks, bother
Michelle.
with one question?
Oh, yes, we do have one more question.
I do apologize. What's the criteria to receive this?
I have
You
it
don't,
right.
you don't have to go in too much into detail.
No, I have it right here. It's really only like 4 points.
Okay.
There is a lot of detail I could go on to, but the main points are, so to receive a certification for Storm Ready, you need to have a 24-hour point of access and access to receive the national weather information, but also give it to the community. You need to have, again, more than one way of receiving that information. You need to have a monitoring system for the weather within your city. And you need to be able to constantly promote public readiness, like preparedness throughout your city by going to events, having classes, which we do. And then you need to have a constant weather-related emergency plans where, what happens if you get earthquakes, what happens if you get flooding, and we do that as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle.
All right, next up is the administrative report.
All right, good evening, everyone. A pop-up lunch will be held on Friday, April 28th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 126 Logan Avenue South. Sponsored by SOS Food Lifeline. Hygiene kits, socks, and food for dogs and cats will be available. Under Renton Municipal Code, landlords are required to register all residential housing properties within the city. Exceptions include room rentals by owner-occupied residential homes, commercial lodging, short-term rentals, state-licensed facilities, and housing owned by government groups or housing authorities. If you are a landlord who has not yet registered and qualifies for the rental registration program, need more information about this program, or need instructions on how to register, please visit rentonwa.gov/rental registration. King County formally adopted City of Renton's 2021 Long Range Wastewater Management Plan on April 13, 2023. This accomplishment culminates years of work and provides direction to the wastewater utility going forward. The plan has now completed all necessary approvals from the City, Department of Ecology, and King County. A copy of the final document can be found on the city's website, rentonwa.gov/wastewater. Parks and Recreation Department's Let's Go Renton Summer Activity Guide is now online and will be available in print at the Renton Community Center, Don Person Senior Activity Center, Highlands Neighborhood Center, and City Hall. The guide covers our city's extensive recreation programs and events for May through August. Information about preventative street maintenance, traffic impact projects, road closures, and I-405 work happening this week can be found at rentonwa.gov/traffic. All projects are weather permitting. Unless otherwise noted, streets will always remain open.
All right, thank you. Next up is audience comment. We do have a couple people signed up and one person speaking virtually. When I call your name, please step up to the podium. You have 3 minutes to speak. Please give your name, city of where you live, what city you live in, and what you'll be speaking on. And first up is Carol Stripling.
Good evening. I'm Carol Stripling, and I'm the commander of the American Legion Post 204, which is our other name is Service Girls. We've been in existence since the 1940s. We were created by World War II veterans, and we are an all-women's post. And so tonight I'm here with my comrades, I'm here to present Michelle Toyer with a certificate of appreciation. She does give classes. She came to our post, talked about emergency preparedness, and so the certificate says Michelle? It's this certificate of appreciation is gratefully presented to Michelle Toyer in recognition and sincere appreciation of outstanding service and assistance which contributed to the advancement of the American Legion programs and activities dedicated to God and country, presented by Service Girls Post 204, the Department of Washington, this 24th day of April 2023, signed by the Adjutant Lynn hiding in the corner there, and then myself as commander. So here you go.
Oh, thank you.
And also, this is our coin.
Okay.
And I don't know if you understand how that works, but in the military, we always give coins,
right.
challenge coin. And next time I see you, hopefully it won't be in a bar, because you probably won't have that with you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, next up is Diane Dobson.
Greetings, council members and Mr. Mayor. I appreciate the opportunity to speak. I'm Diane Dobson, reside in the city of Renton and current CEO of the Renton Chamber of Commerce. Come today on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, as well as a community member. And I am going to just take the opportunity to read the letter that I had shared with Councilmember Van this afternoon as the chair of the Public Safety Committee. Greetings, Councilmember Van. Public safety is a huge priority for the Renton business community. Our stakeholders and community businesses met multiple times with our state legislators to discuss the impacts the Blake decision has seemingly had upon their business and operations, and begged our representatives to hear their voices and vote and advocate accordingly. The Washington legislators' failure to come to an agreement or compromise for the betterment of our community has disappointed us greatly. In light of the House deciding not to pass a negotiated Senate bill on drug possession in Washington state, the Renton Chamber of Commerce hereby requests the City of Renton to undertake their own conversation and jurisdictional laws to the same. We respectfully request that you, as the Public Safety Chair, refer this to committee tonight to bring immediate discussions for the same. While Governor Inslee suggests there will be a special session to try again to pass a Blake fix, our Renton community cannot sit idly by and let legislation happen to them. We need to start now. I thank you in advance for your prompt attention to this matter that is of utmost importance to our community and our businesses. And thank you for your continued awareness and importance you place on the safety and security of our Renton community. You are appreciated. So with that, I thank you for the opportunity to speak, and on behalf of the chamber, we ask for motion tonight for the Blake decision to the Public Safety Committee.
Thank you. And we do have one online speaker.
Mr. Mayor, that speaker is Sandra Bensley. Sandra, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. My name is Sandra Bensley, and I live in the city of Renton, in the Sierra Highlands area. What I would like to discuss tonight with you is the Renton River Days. It's come to my attention this last year that they are no longer allowing political candidates to be in their parade. And I would like to state that that is a violation of freedom of speech. And if there's any way that you can influence them in allowing political candidates back into the parade, I would really appreciate that. It is my understanding also that they only allow political candidates to be on the grounds in their tent area. So if any of you can influence them in this, I would sure appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your work that you do for the city. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do we have anyone else signed up at this time?
That is all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, perfect. All right, next up is the consent agenda. There are 4 items for council's consideration. Are there any you would like pulled for separate discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President.
hearing none, I move the council approve the consent agenda as published.
Second.
It's been moved by Council President O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the council approve the consent agenda as published. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. We are on to unfinished business. Council President O'Halloran,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Rivera,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Alberson,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Van,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Perez.
The Finance Committee always working very hard. We have 3 reports to present.
This committee report. The first is regarding approval of claims and payroll vouchers. The Finance Committee approves the following payments. Accounts payable total payment $9,593,148.78 for a number of vouchers, payroll benefit withholding vouchers, and 0 wire transfers. 2, payroll total payment of $1,869,694.80 for payroll vouchers that include 660 direct deposits and 8 checks. This is the March 16th through 31st pay period. And then Kidder Matthews vouchers totaling $41,435.96. And finally, municipal court vouchers totaling $16,416.72. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
Thank you. I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember Alberson, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
The next report is regarding the acquisition of the 2718 Duval Avenue Northeast property. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the acquisition and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the purchase and sales agreement. The total acquisition costs for the 2718 Duval Avenue Northeast property are estimated to be approximately $1,140,000. The purchase price of the property is $1,050,000. Additional transaction costs include appraisal, environmental site assessment, title report, and structure demolition at approximately $90,000. The funding source is the Miser Property Acquisition Fund. The acquisition is partially funded by Park Impact Mitigation Funds, and a portion of the total costs are eligible for grant reimbursement depending upon the future use of the parcel. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Perez, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the finance. I heard him first.
That's fine.
I'm just helping out Councilmember Albertson.
I appreciate that.
My apologies, Mr. Mayor.
It's been moved by
I am out of order.
Been moved by Councilmember Perez, seconded by Councilmember Prince and Albertson, that the council concur with the finance committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And the final report for the Finance Committee is regarding the 2023 carry forward first quarter budget amendment and 2023-2024 fee schedule resolution. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to, 1, approve the budget amendment and adopt the ordinance amending the 2023-2024 biennial budget to increase revenues by $82,819,219. I'll say that again, $82,819,219 for an amended total revenues of $667,283,601 over the biennium, and increase expenditures by $205,500,724 for an amended total expenditures of $786,697,152 over the biennium, and amending the 2023 salary table. 2 is to approve the resolution amending the 2023-2024 fee schedule. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
I will second that.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, seconded by Councilmember Albertson, that the council concur with the finance committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. And we're on to Councilmember Prince.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Gervin.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we're on to legislation. We have one ordinance for first reading and one ordinance for second and final reading.
The ordinance for first reading is regarding the budget amendment. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the City of Renton fiscal years 2023-2024 biennial budget as adopted by ordinance number 6088 by increasing the budgeted revenues and expenditures by $82,819,219 and $205,500,724 respectively, amending the 2023 salary table, providing for severability, and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Perez.
I move that the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez, second by Councilmember Albertson, that the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Right, the next ordinance is for second and final reading and is regarding authorizing a new crime for exposing minor children to domestic violence. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending Title VI of the Renton Municipal Code by adding Chapter 33, creating a new crime for exposing minor child to domestic violence, authorizing corrections, providing for severability, and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Van.
I move that the ordinance be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Van, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the ordinance be adopted as read. This is final reading and requires a roll call.
Council President O'Halloran.
Aye.
Councilmember Rivera.
Aye.
Councilmember Albertson.
Aye.
Councilmember Van.
Aye.
Councilmember Perez.
Aye.
Councilmember Prince.
Aye.
And Councilmember McIrvin.
Aye.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor. All ayes.
All right, motion carries, and we are on to new business. Council President O'Halloran.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. On Monday, May the 1st, 2023, at 6 p.m., the Committee of the Whole will be meeting here in chambers and via video conference. We have one item on the agenda, and that is Organizational Development Program Update. And then on Monday, May the 1st, 2023, at 7 p.m., we will have our regularly scheduled council meeting here in chambers and via video conference. And that is all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Rivera.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. The Community Services Committee will be meeting Monday, May 1st at 4:30 p.m. to discuss fruit-bearing trees and giving us an update.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Albertson.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, on Monday, May 1st, the Utilities Committee will be meeting at 3:45 p.m. In the council conference room and via video conference. One item on the agenda, compost procurement ordinance. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Councilmember Perez.
No.
You forgot Councilmember Van.
Oh, Councilmember Van. Jeez, I'm sorry. I know you didn't have any new business on here. So I
Thank you,
skipped
Mr.
over
Mayor. You're correct. I don't have any new business in terms of meeting, but given the information we've gotten from the legislature and the community and our legislative agenda that we have voted to advocate this past session, the concern of the Blake decision, and we've heard it loud and clear from our community. I move that the matter of the Blake decision, its impact and recommendation, referred to our staff, to the administration, and brought back to council for us.
Second.
You want to make a, it's okay, so let's start with here. Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Van, second by Councilmember Rivera, that the issue of the Blake decision be referred to
Its impact and
its impact
recommendation.
referred to staff to be brought back to the entire council. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I
Yes,
just
yes.
would like to clarify, will be referred to Public Safety Committee.
I think this matter really involves the whole community. I think it'd be wonderful if we can refer it to Cal, just because all council members should be privy to the information, and it's such an urgent matter.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes. Councilmember Prince.
I agree on the merits with what Councilmember Van is saying, but I think that we can start in public safety and then move it to Cal. We have our committees for a reason. We're supposed to trust our committees. I think we start in public safety and then we can move it to Cal.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I do agree with Councilmember Prince. We have a procedure and process, and I think we should respect our own procedure that we have established as a council. So I think the right place for the initial discussion should be the Public Safety Committee.
As chair of Public Safety Committee and looking at the totality of the circumstance as well as our legislative agenda. The Blake decision was a part of the legislative agenda. So I would want it to be at Cal so that we're all privy to the information the staff presented. I think it would be delaying time, and because time is of the essence. I think that if it's normal occasion, I would say bring it to public safety, and I would put it just on our agenda, which is easy. But I think this matter, since we have voted as a council, I think it's important to bring it to Cal so that everyone can have the discussion at Cal and get staff's recommendation.
Mr. Mayor?
If I may,
Okay, I heard Councilmember Albertson first.
Yes, thank you. I tend to agree with Councilmember Van as far as the really the essence of time, and I understand procedure and that sort of thing, but I think it's fair to say that this is something that maybe warrants at first blush the entire council having a discussion about it at the Cal and maybe cutting out a particular step there.
Sorry, I thought you were done. My apologies. I would actually, since all the members of the public safety are going to agree with Councilmember Van as the chair, I think it would be within her right, and with the urgency and even some of the emails that we've received, to be best interest in the sake of time to have this at the committee of the whole.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I think it will be appropriate that the president of the council, who is the presiding officer of the COW, made the decision what goes into her committee.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Council President O'Halloran.
If I may,
Yes, you may.
I would like to see this come to Cal.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember.
is this a voting matter that we need to decide upon?
We're still discussing the very
Okay.
first motion.
Apologies.
So there's been no amendment made
And the
yet.
first motion is to refer it to Cal, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Any other discussion before we vote? Ryan, you got to say something.
Like I should weigh in. Thank you. I'm relatively agnostic. I would agree with the previous speakers on the whatever brings it the quickest, and I would certainly defer to the council president. And if we're going to make this a priority for Cal, then I think it's fine to go through that process there. But whatever gets it in front of us the fastest, I'm for that.
Enough. All right, we're ready to vote. Okay, let's repeat the motion. It's moved by Councilmember Vance, second by Councilmember Rivera, that the issue on the Blake decision or lack of decision on the Blake decision and all that it entails be sent to the administration to be brought back to Cal for a report on what can be done around that. Does that sound?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
And apologies, Mr. Mayor, for speaking out of turn.
Just did it again. But
I'm
that's
so
okay. All right, now Councilmember Perez.
None of this.
All right. Councilmember Prince.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember McGurven.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. The Transportation Committee will be meeting on Monday, May 1st at 5:15 p.m. in the council conference room and via video conference. There are 2 items on the agenda. First is an agreement with Pertite Incorporated for construction management services on the Park Avenue North Extension project. And then second will be to review a contract with DOWL for A&E professional services. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, what's the wish of the council?
Move adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Prince, seconded by Councilmember McGurven, that we adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. Good night, everyone.